Hey there, welcome back to another video. My name is Jenny Penton, founder of Planner Perfect, and today we're going to be talking about the power of repetition. You're going to want to stick around for this. Stay tuned. Okay, you guys, if you are new to me, first up, I want to just welcome you to my community. I teach women how to write a better story for their lives and to use the scripting method as a part of your planning routine and as a tool to achieve success in your life. So welcome. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so that you can be alerted when I create a new video. So today's topic about repetition is very, very, very important, and I'm going to share with you why. Repetition, as we know, when we do anything repeatedly, it becomes a habit, correct? Like riding a bike or when we learn to drive, all of those kind of things. When we do it often enough, it really just becomes taken to the backseat. It goes on autopilot, right? Well, when we go to achieve new goals, to aim for some newer, greater things, when we are declaring God's truths, when we are using affirmations, cantations, all of these different things to but in an effort to speak what we know is true and to create change in our reality, we will bump into roadblocks if when saying these beliefs deep down, they conflict with our true core belief system. We call that our paradigm. The paradigm is basically your fixed set of beliefs that you have. Those can be from early childhood, they can be from just everyday life and living throughout the years where you you allowed certain things to infiltrate the brain and you didn't reject it. You accepted it as truth. So whether you heard it enough or, from people, or maybe you saw it or experienced it in a way, you've now got these beliefs that are contradicting your new things that you're wanting to bring into your life. And those sometimes, a lot of times, majority of the times, those can be very subconscious where you don't even think you have a false or a negative belief around it or what you're wanting. Very consciously, you could be saying, but Jenny, I really, really do believe what, the scripture says about this, or I believe that I can achieve this and have this. But yet you're not really seeing it come to pass. There could be some roadblocks, such as some false beliefs that you need to get rid of, actually replace with the right belief in order to really see these things then take place effortlessly and easily for you. So let's begin on how you can begin replacing negative thoughts or false beliefs with true beliefs and of what you want to have manifest in your life, the prayers you want answered. So the power of repetition is just that. You're going to, now I always am coaching women to be using their planners as a tool to write and script down all of the desires of your heart, scriptures that you can keep scripting over and over again each day so that you can quicken and change and replace. You're replacing. You don't have to go and dig up stuff and all of that. It's a matter of just replacing false with true beliefs. So it's like if God says that I am healed, then I need to be writing that and scripting it and saying it in my head periodically over and over and over, even throughout the day. You're doing dishes, you're being conscious of and aware of negative thoughts that come in so you can replace them. No, I'm well, or that job is mine, or money comes to me easily. I am my relationship with so and so is restored and beautiful. It's all of those things that you can really just repeatedly say, and by doing that, you're creating a new paradigm of what is true, what is lovely, and what is of good report, and what is of more God's will and aligned with God's will. So, you're going to, by doing this and writing it over and over and over, is a way to change the paradigm. Now, let's say though that in certain circumstances, you don't need to keep saying these things over and over and over if the belief is in a line with your heart. So if your heart truly believes something, there wouldn't be a need to do it. So when you're expressing your desires of your heart and you're writing it down in your planner, I advise you to look at this. I'll try to remember to put a card up here so that you can click on this video of where I talk about how to journal the desires of your heart, step-by-step guide. So you'll want to check that video out if you haven't already. And in this way, you're going to express your desires and you're going to write them every morning, and you can close the book on it and be done. This here is talking about maybe and maybe you believe that there are some things that you need to replace. And let's say you're noticing very readily that you're not accomplishing certain things and you're not inner motivated, or now I do believe that when you do script using the Planner Perfect method in your day-to-day planning, you will alleviate a lot of those procrastination episodes you may have because of the nature of the script, in which you're so detailed in what, why, and how that you are impressing the subconscious mind with so much detail and so much of the why and the how, and that you're letting your self know you want this and you want to get it done. That is virtually how I can accomplish just so many things in my life, and that's just by knowing what I want, how I want to do it, and I just visualize and choreograph and make it happen and use the very best of my time. But sometimes we're going to run up to some roadblocks, like, why is this a stumbling block for me? Well, maybe you need to replace a false belief with the positive, with the right belief. And so that's where the repetition comes in. Like, I'm going to focus on, I get up early every morning and I walk. Okay. So it's kind of like, I walk and I feel great. I walk and I feel great. I have no pain. I walk and I feel great. It's kind of those things where now you're starting to really let the heart and the mind know to sync that you are more than capable of all of these things happening, and you're going to repeat it to yourself. You're going to want to repeat it as though it's a finished work. God's already provided you everything that you're going to need to live a very abundant and prosperous life, and so that God can live through you. You can't be sick and impoverished and show how God's working through your life. You want to be an example of laying down those things and letting go and letting God, so that you can receive and allow God's best in your life, and that way you can serve and be active and be full of energy to serve the world and your family. So you need to be able to grow in this way, and sometimes it's going to take some repetition. So if you notice this maybe something, or you notice that you've got some negative thoughts that keep creeping in, like, oh, I'll never accomplish that, what was I even thinking, or I'm never going to get rid of this pain, it's so real in my reality, I can't hold on to the promise. And this is where reputation will really come in handy. If you feel like you're just contradicting yourself all day, and what you can do is just use the power of repetition. A good method is scripting, and so I'll just that effort and that longhand of just writing it out really just impresses the subconscious mind, because it's just taking that time and that hand and the mind and doing it together. It really sinks in, and that's why the Planet Perfect method is so dang effective in achieving goals. But this also works in your journal in case in a way, and be used as a tool to be able to really reprogram the subconscious mind for the things that you want. You want to get rid of the subconscious mind working against you, because it thinks it's working for you. It wants to give you what you've told it to do. And if you've told it that you're sick, tired, and you're never going to be able to do it, it's honoring what you're wanting. It's a matter of what a woman thinketh, so is she. You need to change the thought patterns to the desired way of life, and to reprogram the subconscious mind so that it works for you and not against you. Do you ever notice that you feel like you are just like a battle with yourself? It's like you want something consciously, but you just can't get it done. It's the subconscious. It's something within the subconscious that you've allowed, or you've been conditioned to believe the contrary. So now begin to use repetition to reprogram the subconscious mind. So let's recap and get to the let's get down to some of the bullet points of what you can do to reprogram the subconscious mind so that the subconscious mind works for you. Okay, so number one, you are going to get into your journals, and you're going to begin to write over and over and over and over again, for as long as you see fit, that of the desired thing you are wanting to achieve. The end goal, not like, oh, I really wish that I could, or I know. Don't get all fancy wordy and even spiritual, like the hand of God is near. Just get to the finished work that God's done for you. I am well, I am healed, I move, and I'm full of energy. I'm a successful writer. I'm at book signings all over the world. It's one of those things. You can break it down to where each thing you're wanting to attain has its own 4 pages, and then you move on to the next one, or you can just combine them all. You can then take those, another way to do it. So you've got this method, and you're gonna want to do this most definitely. Get in your morning, get your coffee, and begin to just script like crazy, and just repeat it. And then you can look at it, and then let's say noonday, you can go open up your journal and just say it all in your mind and believe it to be true. Be grateful for it and believe it. Don't just say it and space out. Look at all of the things desired and repeat it and believe it, because you're reprogramming right now. So now let's talk about, those are the steps you're going to take. Another thing to add on to this would be use your voice memo thing on your phone, and begin to say all of those things that you're wanting to reprogram and that are true and of God's promise. And you're going to want to put it into your phone, just like how you wrote them. And you can wear it at night and subconsciously have it go in. And that is really a great way to reprogram a subconscious mind, is right before sleep. Your mind is starting to lose the busy chatter in the head, and is more susceptible to hypnosis, basically. And you can reprogram what is true. So that is another one. I like to even repeat it on my drive. I'll have it just my own voice is telling me over and over and over as I drive, or when I'm driving, I'll just speak truth. That it could be scripture. You could put certain scriptures where you're holding on to that promise, and that way, because when that heart and your head are aligned, then that's when the magic happens and answered prayer comes, and you begin to make and create momentum. You'll be unstoppable, really, because you have now programmed your mind and synced it with God's truth. And now you are headed in the right direction. And there you go, my friends. Those are some steps you can take to reprogram the subconscious mind using the method of repetition. Think of it often, speak it often, listen to it often, and watch your whole reality change. Hey, thanks for watching. Until next time.